Arsenic, famously known as inheritance powder, has a deadly reputation. It's odorless, tasteless, and lethal. It's been blamed for taking down historical figures like Napoleon Bonaparte and even George III of England. And here's the shocking part, it's in your rice. I'm Dale, the food safety dad, and today we're asking the big question, is rice actually poisoning us one bowl at a time? Think of arsenic like a type of salt. It's a naturally occurring element found in the Earth's crust, and it can dissolve in water just like table salt. Arsenic is released into the environment through natural processes, like volcanic eruptions and the weathering of rocks. But unlike salt, arsenic isn't something you want to sprinkle on your food. In its pure form, arsenic is a greyish metallic-looking solid. But in nature, it's usually found combined with other elements forming compounds like arsenic trioxide or arsenic sulfide. But how does arsenic actually get into rice? To answer that, we need to look at how rice is grown. Most rice is cultivated in paddies, fields purposefully flooded with water. These conditions are ideal for the rice plant, but they're also perfect for pulling arsenic up out of the soil. Here's why. When soil is flooded, arsenic dissolves from its solid state into the water. Rice plants are particularly thirsty plants and soak up the arsenic-laced water. Unlike other crops, which may absorb arsenic but still rely more on rainwater, rice is completely immersed in the contaminated water for its entire growing cycle, making it much more vulnerable. But here's an important point. Not all rice is equally as affected. The amount of arsenic in rice depends on where it's grown. For example, rice from regions with naturally high arsenic levels in the soil or water, like Bangladesh, tends to have more arsenic. Even in the United States, rice grown in the southern states like Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas often has higher arsenic levels because of historical pesticide use. On the other hand, rice from California or certain parts of Southeast Asia like basmati rice from the Himalayan region tends to have lower arsenic levels. That's why choosing the right type and source of rice can make a big difference in how much arsenic you're exposed to. Got it. Arsenic is in rice. So why isn't everybody just dropping dead? Well, here comes the good news. The levels of arsenic in rice are generally low and not an immediate health risk for most people. And they found that for the average person, the benefits of eating rice, like its affordability, versatility, and nutrition, far outweigh any potential risks. The FDA has set a guideline of 100 parts per billion, or ppb, or inorganic arsenic in infant rice cereal because babies are more vulnerable to arsenic exposure. For other rice products, arsenic levels vary, but most fall below this limit. Now let's put these numbers into perspective. The FDA estimates that an adult would need to consume 1,000 micrograms of inorganic arsenic in a single day for it to reach a level of short-term health concern. 1 cup of cooked white rice contains about 18 micrograms of arsenic, while 1 cup of cooked brown rice contains about 32 micrograms. To hit the FDA's short-term concern threshold, you'd need to eat 55 cups of white rice in a single day or 31 cups of brown rice in that same day. Now, let's be real, nobody is eating that much rice in one day. That said, if you eat rice every day, it's still a good idea to think about long-term exposure. Over decades, arsenic exposure can build up, which is why experts recommend a few simple steps to reduce arsenic levels in rice. First, rinse your rice thoroughly before cooking to remove any surface arsenic. Second, cook rice with extra water. Use 6 cups of water for every 1 cup of rice and drain the excess water after cooking. This can reduce the arsenic levels by up to 60%. You can also choose lower arsenic rice varieties. White basmati rice from California, India, or Pakistan, as well as sushi rice from the US, tend to have lower arsenic levels. Finally, try mixing it up. Don't eat rice every day for every meal. Add other grains like quinoa, couscous, or even barley to your diet to reduce your reliance on the one rice. So, is rice poisoning us? No, the good news is rice is safe to eat for most people. The levels of arsenic in rice are really low, and the FDA assures us that the benefits of rice far outweigh the risks, especially if you take a few simple steps to reduce exposure. I'm Dale, the Food Safety Dad, and until next time, go and wash your hands.